Local Radio special sports presentation of Evanston Red Devil Sports. My Local Radio is leading the way, bringing you more events, highlights, and more athletes than ever before. From the pool to the links to the mat to the track, you'll find them all at mylocalradio.com. Evanston Sports is brought to you by Auto Farm Chevrolet, Dr. McKay Frankum DDS, West Star Printing, T-Bar S Body Shop, The Best Western Dunmar Inn and Legal Tender Restaurants, Hoover Chiropractic, Mountain West Business Solutions, the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau, Rocky Mountain Yeti, Jim's Life Photography, Evanston Regional Hospital, the Come On in Casper, Rocky Mountain Sign, Bear River Dental, Plains Tire, Uinta County School District Number 1, Ellingford Brothers, and by Freeway Tire. The field is set, the athletes are ready. Now let's take you there with the voice of the Red Devils, ELAN OLLIFF.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Evanston Aquatics Center at Davis Middle School for a duel between the Evanston Red Devils and the powerhouse in the 3A, the Lyman Eagles. This is the very first time that we've been able to bring you Evanston swimming on mylocalradio.com, and we are happy to do it as we'll be going through a very unique sporting event, something different than what we've seen in the past. We're going to take you through it, but right now we are about less than 20 minutes till the first race of the evening. That will be the 200-yard medley relay. In the meantime, we have a preview show for you on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Red Devil Swimming on mylocalradio.com.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds. Plus job listings, fun giveaways, and more. It's all on mylocalradio.com. Watch live as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches, catch up on local and regional news, and get accurate weather conditions and forecasts. Visit mylocalradio.com, like us on Facebook, and stream it all now.
When do you schedule doctor appointments?
In bed before I fall asleep.
In the car waiting to pick up my kids.
We can even do it after breakfast.
We all lead busy lives. Online appointment scheduling puts you in control. In just 90 seconds, you can make an appointment with a primary care provider or specialist at evanstonanytime.com. Select the day and time most convenient for you. Enter some basic information, and just like that, you're scheduled for care. Schedule appointments for next day and beyond at evanstonanytime.com.
Do you really think you can get a better deal on a vehicle in the city? Poppycock! Rocky Mountain Yeti is hungry for your business and will beat any bona fide deal on any vehicle, or they'll give it to you as a gift. Now that's legendary. Rocky Mountain Yeti Evanston, home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile legendary warranty, where legendary customer service is not a myth.
Receive the best service in the industry when you lease or purchase office equipment from the professional, friendly staff at Mountain West Business Solutions. With a guaranteed quick turnaround time, we will save you money, time, and energy with quality products and customer service that is unmatched in the industry. Serving customers in Wyoming and Utah, Mountain West Business Solutions is a local company with a toll-free number, 866-583-9925. Call us today.
We welcome you back to Evanston Aquatics Center at Davis High School, where the Evanston Red Devils host the Lyman Eagles in a duel. It should be a lot of fun, as you see right now, both the Eagles and the Red Devils warming up for this matchup. And there is a plethora of intriguing contests, and it'll start with the girls 200-yard medley relay, as this is all girls duel today in the state of Wyoming. Girls swimming is a fall sport. Boys swimming is a winter sport. So we'll have the boys a little bit later on in the year. Tonight it's all about the ladies in the pool. And the 200-yard medley relay, that's the first event that we'll get. And it's a pretty intriguing matchup. The Evanston Red Devils A team, led by Addie Fernandez, Brooke Phillips, Kendall Fernandez, and Alyssa Seapos, 2 seniors and 2 freshmen, have the fastest seed time over the A team of Lyman with Emery Hamlin, Brindley Buskell, Brooke Bendel, and Shelby Rollins. We got a chance to see this Lyman squad in Lyman just under a week ago when they hosted Kemmer and won that duel. This one looks like it'll be a little bit closer looking at the seed times coming into it, and should be a lot of fun. We're about 15 minutes away from the start of our first event. When we come back, we will have Coach Kendra Acey on the preview show on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Red Devil Swimming on mylocalradio.com.
In May of 2019, Uintah County School District Number 1 became the first school district in Wyoming to achieve a certified level 1 on high reliability schools by the Rosana Leadership Center. We're focusing on 3 levels. Level 1 is a safe and collaborative culture. Level 2, effective teaching in every classroom. And Level 3 is a guaranteed and viable curriculum. We are certified level 1 in safe and collaborative culture. This is Superintendent Ryan Thomas. Congratulations to everyone in our district. Keep up the great work.
Uintah County School District Number 1, Pathway to Excellence.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Red Devils. West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
This First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Evanston High School Red Devil Sports is also brought to you in part by Jen's Life Photography. Local photography, whether it's family portraits or senior pictures, capture the moment with Jen's Life Photography. An Evanston local with a Utah number, 801-289-6161. And by Freeway Tire. With a friendly and knowledgeable staff, quick and dependable service and great prices come together. Call Freeway Tire at 307-789-8632.
With girls swimming head coach Kendra Acey. Coach Acey, you guys have had quite the season this year. You guys are taking on Lyman in a duel. Talk to us a little bit about the talent that Lyman has and how excited you guys are to take on the Eagles in Davis Middle School.
Lyman definitely has a strong team. They have some girls who swim year-round and have been swimming since they were young. And they have, I don't know how many girls, but a lot of them who have qualified for state. And so having that competition is really good for us because having those people faster really pushes us to be faster. And so I think that helps competing against them and their awesome team.
How excited are the girls to be able to come and perform here in Evanston in front of their family and their friends?
They are so excited. The home meets, they get to have the support of their family and friends. And since this one is a dual meet, they will be allowing more spectators than normal because, with COVID kind of limits the number of spectators. But today, with it being a dual, there will be a lot more opportunity for family and friends to be there. And I think that makes the girls really excited.
Now that we're able to broadcast some duels, especially this one against Lyman and also the Evanston Invite in a couple of weeks, do you think that feels like it's kind of been a long time coming that the swimmers kind of get their day in the sun?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think swimming is a sport that is thought of at the very end, they don't, and the team's not big, so it's hard for them to be recognized, I think. And so having this will be something that will help them be out there more and people to see how important swimming really is and how great of a sport it is. So I think it's something that everyone is excited about.
Is there a race later on today that you're really excited to kind of see how the results shake out?
Yes, definitely. I have Addie Fernandez, who is really close to qualifying in the 100 backstroke, and I am crossing my fingers that she does it today. We've had some extra help at practice to give her a few tips, and as she puts those to use, she did last weekend and cut 3 seconds. I'm hoping she does the same thing today and can qualify. So that is the event I'm looking forward to the most.
So the 100 backstroke with Addie Fernandez. Also, you've got a whole lot of other girls. I mean, we've got Taylor Peterson, Emily Sawyer. What can you say about kind of the underclassmen and the girls who maybe don't get as much attention as Addie Fernandez?
So some of those underclassmen, like Emily Sawyer is one of them definitely, and Alyssa Seapost, those two girls especially are getting their personal best at almost every meet lately. They just constantly are breaking their own records, and I think that definitely says a lot about them and how they are working in practice.
What do the Red Devils need to do this afternoon in order for it to be a successful meet for you guys? Besides obviously getting the W against Lyman is the ultimate goal, but what are some things that you're wanting to see from your swimmers at this point in the season so that you can say that this afternoon was a success?
I would love to see at least one person qualify for state. That's just always such a great goal, and it's such a good feeling when that happens. But honest to goodness, when I see those personal best times at the meets, that makes me happiest, because in the end, it's about improving yourself, not only as a swimmer, but as a person. And when they can do that, I count that as a success.
And that's the unique thing with this sport. In other sports, you have to beat a certain person in order to qualify for state. But in this, it really is a race against you and the clock, as there's only the only way to get to state is being under a predetermined time in each event. Does it seem a little bit more like a solitary sport in that aspect sometimes?
Yeah, definitely. You can definitely call it an individual sport. Obviously, you get scored as a team and as a whole, which is great. I love seeing those scores and how we do as a team, because we are a team and we have that team unity, definitely. But there's so much more success individually. With our team being so small, we have so much more successes individually that I love that aspect of it, because then we can really see how each person is doing.
The team title may be the one that a lot of teams are going for, but you're absolutely right. The most exciting parts come in those individual competitions. You singled out the 100 backstroke as an event that you yourself are personally looking very much forward to. Who are some other names that Red Devil fans should get acquainted with as they prepare to watch this broadcast today?
Well, Addie's younger sister, Kendall, she is a really great swimmer too. And she is a freshman, but she really shows her stuff already, which is awesome. And then Brooke Phillips is one of our other seniors who is trying really hard to qualify in a few events, and she is working on her breaststroke a lot, because that's a stroke she's really good at. So that's another one for today. She'll be swimming the 100 breaststroke.
Awesome. Well, that is Coach Kendra Acey, head coach for the girls swim team. You can catch them in action on mylocalradio.com today. That is Tuesday, October 6th. Preview show starts at 3:40 with the first race scheduled to start at 4 o'clock. Coach Acey, thank you so much for your time. Is there anything else you'd like to cover on this interview?
Just keep paying attention to swimming. It's going to get better and better.
And paying attention we are, as we are live at the Davis Middle School, the Evanston Aquatics Center, where the Evanston Red Devils make their My Local Radio debut. The swim team, at least, the girls' side, will have boys action later on this winter, as in the state of Wyoming. Girls swimming is a fall sport. Boys swimming and diving is a winter sport. So today it's all about the girls swim team, the Evanston Red Devils, here in a duel against Lyman, and it's going to be a fun one. We are about 5 minutes away from the start. We're going to step aside. When we come back, we will break down how the dual scoring works, and we'll kick this thing off. First event,
the 200-yard medley relay, coming up when we come back on a First Make of Wyoming presentation of Red Devil Swimming on mylocalradio.com.
America keeps moving, and Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to help you keep rolling. Whether you need a brand new vehicle or service on one you already own, Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to lend a helping hand. Our certified mechanics are knowledgeable, and our sales team takes the time to get to know you and what your needs are. Stop in today, Auto Farm Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. Evanston's community-driven dealer.
Hello, this is Dr. McKay Franklin. Something I've really enjoyed as a dentist over the past 20 years are the lasting friendships that I've formed with many of my patients. My staff is really great, and we try hard to make sure that every patient feels a warm welcome. It doesn't matter if it's your first visit or if you've been with us for years. Every patient is welcome and always appreciated. Our goal is to provide the best dental care possible at reasonable rates. Please call us today to schedule your appointment at 307-789-8910.
Go Red Devils!
Welcome back to the Evanston Aquatic Center at Davis Middle School. ELAN, OLLIFF here bringing you the action as the Evanston Red Devils get ready to take on 3A powerhouse Lyman in a duel. Let's go ahead and talk about how swimming duels work. Swimmers are awarded points for the top 5 positions in each event. Those are overall. As you'll see in some events, we will have multiple heats, but it looks like most of them will be the one heat. Anyway, the top 5 positions overall between the 2 heats, if it's a 2-heat event, or just the top 5 in each of them. 6 points for first, 4 for second, 3 for third, 2 for fourth, and 1 for fifth. Points, however, are different in relays. Only the top 3 teams will get points in that one. 8 for first, 4 for second, 2 for third. Team with the most points after event number 12, which is the 400 freestyle relay, wins the duel. Well, we're about 3 minutes away from the scheduled start of this one. Let's go ahead and take you through some events and names to look out for. You come to a swim meet, you pay the price of admission for one name. Of course, those names today are Brindley Buskell out of Lyman, the San Diego State University commit, and then for Evanston, Addie Fernandez. But you see these other performances that makes you fans of other swimmers. A great example was we had a great performance from Kira Walk over in Lyman, and she kind of became the darling of the meet a little bit there as well. Let's talk about event number 1, the 200-yard medley relay. Evanston's A team comes in with a seed time of 2:04.42, 3 seconds quicker than Lyman's A time. But these seed times, especially in relays, can be a little bit deceiving. You may not have the same lineup that put up that seed time getting on the blocks today. In the girls' 200-yard freestyle, event number 2 looks to be a battle between Shelby Parkinson out of Lyman and Brooke Phillips from Evanston. 2 seconds separate those two, with Phillips from Evanston having the advantage. In the 200-yard IM, keep an eye on Brindley Buskell. She'll be swimming this event. It's one of her specialties. She is first place. Kendall Fernandez, the freshman, is slated at second, but that is a whopping 27 seconds ahead in favor of the Lyman senior and future San Diego State Aztec, Brindley Buskell. In the 50-yard freestyle, this one's always fun. Addie Fernandez and Shelby Parkinson will be going at it in lanes 3 and 4 at the center of your screen, respectively. 27.51 is the time for Fernandez, 28.43 the seed time for Shelby Parkinson out of Lyman. In the girls' 1-meter diving, favorite is Taylor Davis, the sophomore from Evanston, who has already qualified for the 4A state tournament. Libby Allen sits at second, as she is still looking for a way to qualify for the state tournament on her side. In the girls' 100-yard butterfly, it'll be a battle between Emily Allen and Kendall Fernandez. Right now, Allen with a 2-second lead over Fernandez in the seed times. These seed times are their personal best times coming in, whether that be in practice or in competition. It kind of gives you an idea of where the swimmers are at heading into this meet. For the 100-yard butterfly, as we mentioned, it'll be Emily Allen and Kendall Fernandez, a 2-second advantage for Allen out of Lyman. In the girls' 100-yard freestyle, keep your eyes on 4 and 5. Those will be Lyman swimmers. Brindley Buskell with a 54.06, while Emery Hamlin with a 101.20. In the 500-yard freestyle, it'll be an two Evanston versus one Lyman event. Right now, Emily Sawyer has the advantage with a 641 over her teammate Taylor Davis, a 653. That is a lot of swing, 500 yards. In the 9th event, the girls 200-yard freestyle relay, Lyman's A team has a less than 1 second advantage over the Evanston A team. That will be very, very exciting. In the 100-yard backstroke, event number 10 of 12, again, you heard Coach talk about it. It isn't Addie Fernandez winning, as she is clearly the favorite, up by 6 seconds over second place Anna Jo Short. It is her making state as she comes in less than a second away from that time cutoff to make state. In the girls' 100-yard breaststroke, it'll be Amelia Lester versus Sarah Jensen, 126.20. And for Lester out of Evanston, Jensen with a 127.19. And then the final event of the evening will be the 400-yard freestyle relay. Evanston with a A team with a 7-second advantage over the Lyman A team. But again, on relays, you can't really take those to the bank, as the Red Devils are getting set here for event number 1. It's the 200-yard medley relay. Let's go ahead and give out lane assignments for that one. In lane 2, you've got Evanston's B team. Emily Sawyer, the sophomore, will lead it off. Amelia Lester, the sophomore, will swim second. Taylor Davis, another sophomore, will swim third. Leah Larkin, the freshman, will swim the anchor. In lane 3, as the lanes work from right to left on your screen, so in lane 3, Evanston's A team, they're the favorite in this one by 3 seconds. But again, you cannot take those times to the bank on a relay because it could be a completely different lineup. Anyway, Addison Fernandez, the senior, will lead it off. Brooke Phillips, the senior, will swim the second leg. Kendall Fernandez, the freshman, will swim third. And Alyssa Seapost, the freshman, will be anchoring at home. In lane 4, you'll have the A team out of Lyman. Emery Hamlin, the freshman, swims first. Brenley Buskell, the senior, will swim second. Brooke Bendel, the junior, swims third, and Shelby Rollins, the junior, swims in the anchor leg. B team for Lyman will have Libby Allen in lane 5 leading it off. She's a junior. Sarah Jensen, the junior, will be swimming second. Emily Allen, the sophomore, will swim the third leg, and the anchor leg will be sophomore Morgan Kurtz. For the C team, it's 3 juniors and a sophomore. Rylan Maxfield, the junior, will be swimming the first leg. Jill Huntsman, the sophomore, the second leg. Maisie Van Giesen, the junior, will swim the third leg. And Elise Adams, the junior, will swim the anchor leg as we are getting ready for this one. All the teams lined up. As you can see, Evanston in the outside, the far right lanes on mylocalradio.com. In 2 and 3, the battle will be between lanes 3 and 4. That's where the A teams are at. Again, Evanston has a 3-second lead according to seed times, as they are the favorite. But you cannot count out Lyman, especially with Brinley Buskell, who will be swimming the second leg in this race. She'll be going up against Brooke Phillips, and at that point, you got to think that if Lyman is trailing, Buskell will be able to bring that back under control and tighten things up. If not, give Lyman an outright lead going into leg 3, where you'll see Brooke Brendel and Evanston's ace, Evanston's future ace, Kendall Fernandez. She's only a freshman, sister of Addie Fernandez, who leads it off for Evanston. Right now, they're just working the last-minute things off before we get started here. Big thank you to Matthew Peterson. He's going to be keeping score for me so we can give you as close and as accurate a score in the duel on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard as we can. Also, a big thank you to all of our sponsors and to you for tuning in to this first broadcast of Evanston Swimming. It's first of 2 scheduled for the fall. A week from Saturday, we will have the Evanston Invite. It won't be a duel, it'll be an invite. So far, we've heard 4 or 5 schools have committed to come, and that will be an event, an all-day event that we will be bringing on mylocalradio.com. Again, event number 1 will be the 200-yard medley relay. Keep your eyes on lanes 3 and 4. They work from right to left on mylocalradio.com. Lane 3 has the Evanston A team. Lane 4, the Lyman A team. We'll see exactly which A team reigns supreme. Seed time for Evanston's A team at 204.42. Lyman at 207.78. That is a fairly big margin of victory in swimming, multiple seconds. But again, you cannot take seed times to the bank, especially in the relays, because this could be a completely different lineup that Coach AC puts out there, or the coach for Lyman. After this event, we'll go into our event number 2. It'll be the 200-yard freestyle relay, then the 200-yard individual medley, then the 50 freestyle. And then we'll take a quick break as they're setting up for the 1-meter diving. Then we'll bring you diving, and then after that we'll take a break and then go into the second half of the day. Taking them a little bit to get started, but once the action gets started, it will go by fast and furiously. Let's go ahead and run through the lane assignments again. Evanston B team in lane 2, Evanston A team in lane 3, Lyman A team in lane 4, Lyman B team in lane 5, and Lyman C team in lane 6. Anchor legs will be, or first legs will be swam for, in lane 1, Emily Sawyer, the sophomore, for Evanston A, Addie Fernandez, the senior, for Evanston A, Emery Hamlin, the freshman, for Lyman A, Libby Allen, the junior, for Lyman B, and Rylan Maxfield, the junior, for Lyman C. Right now, the swimmers standing behind the blocks. The tension is building. This is what they have been waiting for to get this event started. It's a very pressure-packed situation when you're standing behind the blocks. You got to do the best you can to try to remain loose. And that's why you're seeing a lot of the girls kind of talking to each other, dancing around. 2 Evanston teams, they'll be on the right lanes, lanes 2 and 3, versus 3 Lyman teams. Evanston small in numbers, as you heard Coach AC talk about, but the best thing about swimming are the individual performances, and boy, will we have some good ones. Lyman, probably one of the favorites to win the 3A state title as a team. Evanston does not have the numbers to compete for a team state title, so they will be eyeing individual accolades. And it all needs to start with great performances here and at the Evanston Invite, as we are finally ready to get started here in event number 1, the 200-yard medley relay. It'll go backstroke and then breaststroke butterfly freestyle. I believe, I do know that they kind of tweak the order a little bit, as backstroke will start in the thing. Right now they're going to go ahead and play the national anthem, and we'll go ahead and take it there.
And we are ready to get started here in Evanston. Evanston versus Lyman in this duel. As we get ready to get things going for the first event, the 200-yard medley relay. Lane assignments: in lane 2, you have the Evanston B team. In lane 3, you have the Evanston A team, Lyman A team in lane 4, Lyman B team in lane 5, and Lyman C team in lane 6. Lanes go from right to left on mylocalradio.com. As the backstrokers will go in first to kick this one off. So the whistle blows and the backstrokers go in. Rylan Maxfield swimming the first leg for Lyman. She does not have use of her leg, so the fact that she's out here is great. And we are underway in the duel in Evanston. Right now it looks like a good neck-and-neck battle between Evanston and Lyman in lanes 3 and 4 at the center of your screen, being swum by Addie Fernandez and Emery Hamlin, respectively. Looks like Hamlin for Lyman has a little bit of a lead, maybe just a split second. But a great turn by Addie Fernandez is going to tighten this one up just a little bit. Next people up on the blocks, keep an eye on Brinley Buskell in lane 4 for Lyman, as they will carry a very slim lead. Brooke Phillips for Evanston will be behind her, and it is Lyman in first with a 32.70, Evanston with a 33.22 as the breaststrokers go in, and Brinley Buskell already opening up a pretty big lead for Lyman A team. In third place, it looks like was Evanston B teams, but right now Lyman B team has overtaken them. Brinley Buskell already on her way back, and Evanston in a distant second. Brinley Buskell will hand it off to Brooke Brindle. Right now Brooke Phillips trying to chase her down to hand it off to Kendall Fernandez. Lyman A with about a quarter of a full length lead. Brooke Phillips trying to come in, and she will tag into the freshman Kendall Fernandez into the butterfly. In third place is Evanston B team, but keep an eye on lane 5 as the B team of Lyman is starting to turn it up as well. Emery Hamlin with a good lead right now as she is getting ready to hand it off to the anchor leg of Shelby Rollins. She'll swim freestyle, but closing the gap, though. Look at Kendall Fernandez, who's done a great job on the butterfly. It'll be up to Alyssa Seapost to chase her down. Third place looks like Evanston B team as Taylor Davis comes in, and it is Lyman in first, Evanston A in second, and Evanston B in third as we hit the final leg. Already on the stretch home is Shelby Rollins for Lyman A, trying to chase her down as Alyssa Seapost. It's not going to happen. Lyman A is going to win the 200 medley relay. Evanston B is going to be in second, and it's going to be a little bit of a battle right now. Leah Larkin tightening up a little bit. The B team, led by Morgan Kurtz, tries to chase them down, but it will be a third place for the Evanston B relay. They just tagged off to Elise Adams, the junior on the C team for Lyman. Winning time, 2:12.12 for Lyman. That's slower than their seed time by 5 seconds, but it was enough to get the job done here at Evanston Aquatic Center. As Elsie Adams tags up, and that will end the first event. So we'll go ahead and get ready for points on the board. As we'll get ready to update that Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard as you see your results right there. Lyman Relay A over Evanston Relay B. In third place, Evanston Relay B, and now we'll set up for the 200-yard freestyle. Only 4 competitors, 1 Evanston and 3 Lyman. Brooke Phillips out of Evanston will take on Shelby Parkinson in lane 4, Zoe Olgeen in lane 5, and Anna Jo Short in lane 6. All 3 of those from Lyman. Brooke Phillips in lane 3.
So 8 points for Lyman and 6 for Evanston in the relay. Again, here in the event number 2, the 200-yard freestyle. Brooke Phillips, the lone Evanston swimmer, is in lane 3. Shelby Parkinson in lane 4 from Lyman. Zoe Olguin in 5 and Anna Jo Short in 6. All 3 from Lyman. And we're underway. Really good start there by Shelby Parkinson here in the 100-yard freestyle. It'll be up and back. Things are tightening up, though, as Brooke Phillips starting to try to pull ahead. As they reach the turn, it looks like Phillips and Parkinson neck and neck. Also keep an eye on Zoe Olguin. She is not letting them off the hook, and she actually has a very great turn at the very end. Good battle happening between Brooke Phillips and Shelby Parkinson. At the flip, it looks like it's going to be Parkinson, but just a 32.66 versus a 32.98. Brooke Phillips for Evanston needs to turn it up a little bit. Keep an eye, though, on Zoe Olguin in lane 5 for Lyman. The battle happening in lanes 3 and 4. Brooke Phillips of Evanston versus Shelby Parkinson at Lyman. Parkinson from Lyman takes the turn first, but a good turn by Brooke Phillips. They're going to have to close it down. Trying to dig is Brooke Phillips for Evanston to close this gap. She's got enough distance, but does she have enough power? Shelby Parkinson starting to pull away, and she is going to take this event at that point. The 200-yard freestyle, as they are about to complete yards number 275, and then they'll be home. Parkinson just looks too strong at this point as she has stretched out her lead. I think it's safe to say it's going to be Parkinson, Phillips, Olguin, and Short. The Evanston swimmer will probably take second in this one unless she can really crank it home. Right now, Phillips is tightening up while Parkinson looks very comfortable coming into the final lap. Lap meaning up and back, 200 yards of freestyle. And Parkinson has really stretched this out. She's got a seed time of 2:19.45. We'll see if she can top that personal best. Keep an eye on Brooke Phillips, though, in lane 3 to see if she can kind of bring her back. It does not look like it. Brooke Phillips may have to settle for second here as Shelby Parkinson continues to cruise into the wall and should cruise into a victory here. It's first place for Parkinson with a 2:21.91. Second place will be Phillips with a 2:36.54. And third place, Zoe Olguin, 2:31.37. Fourth place coming home will be Anna Jo Short. So it goes Lyman, Evanston, Lyman, Lyman, as Short gets a 2:39.39. We'll look at those results as Brooke Phillips comes in second. So first place for Parkinson, second place for Phillips, and third place for Olguin. As we now set for our next event, the 200 IM. Individual medley is what that stands for. It'll be a 50 of breaststroke, a 50 of backstroke. Is that the total or is that that? And a 50 of freestyle. So Evanston puts 4 more points on the board, takes their total to 10, while 11 points goes on the board for Lyman. Again, a bigger team. Let's go ahead and go through the lane assignments. In lane 1, you've got Kendall Fernandez. Lane 2, Brinley Buskell. She's the overwhelming favorite. Lane 5, Morgan Kurtz. In lane 6, Brooklyn Rasmussen. Another Evanston versus 3 Lyman as Buskell takes out a early lead, and you don't picture her giving it up one bit as she is on the home stretch of the butterfly portion. Keep an eye, though, on Kendall Fernandez. The freshman is starting to pour the gas on a little bit, but at the backstroke, we'll see where the separation happens for Buskell. Buskell checks in with the 29.57 butterfly 50. Fernandez down 33.10. In third place, you've got Brooke Rasmussen at 37.81. And fourth place, Lyman's Megan Kurtz with 42.32. Right now, Kendall Fernandez putting up a very respectable second, but Brinley Buskell is just too strong in the backstroke and in the butterfly to lead it out. And we saw her swim the breaststroke in the 200 medley relay, really put Lyman up on top, and they would not relinquish it. So with the breaststroke skills of Brinley Buskell coming into play, you would imagine her to take a much bigger lead, and she is already off and running. Second place is going to be Kendall Fernandez with a 1:17.65 split at the backstroke going into breaststroke. Third place, Brooke Rasmussen, 1:23.07, and right on her tail at 1:26.85 is Morgan Kurtz out of Lyman. Already headed home on the breaststroke portion is Brinley Buskell. The future San Diego State Aztec is absolutely having a swim here. She comes in with a personal best time of 2:17.84. She will end the breaststroke at 1:49.30. She might be looking for a new personal best here. She's starting to already shut it down as she knows she is well ahead, so maybe she's just going to conserve energy as this is the beginning of the day for her. Kendall Fernandez, the freshman, checks in with a time of 2:06.64. She's got a 2:48.58 personal best. In order to qualify for state, you need to be at 2:33.50. It's going to be really hard for her to do that, as third place was Brooke Rasmussen, 2:11.97, and Morgan Kurtz at 2:20.05. And finishing is Brinley Buskell, 2:23.77, just off of her personal best time. So no surprise there. Buskell takes care of business in the 200 IM. Kendall Fernandez, though, now coming down the backstretch, and so too is Brooklyn Rasmussen. Fernandez chasing that personal best time. She got a 2:48.58 as her personal best. She'll come in at 2:46.66, a new personal best for Miss Fernandez. Finishing third is Brooke Rasmussen, and she will get a new personal best as well, beating it by 18 seconds. And coming in fourth place is Morgan Kurtz at 2:58.85, just shy of her personal best. There's the results. Brinley Buskell wins it with a 2:23.77. Kendall Fernandez with a 2:46.66 takes second. Morgan Kurtz takes fourth with a 2:58.85 and a 2:53.2 for third place, Brooke Rasmussen. Let's go ahead and take you to the 53 results as Lyman has stretched that lead 14-27. As we mentioned, Lyman is the overwhelming favorite in the team competition, but the fact that you're going to have such good competition between the top swimmer on each school, that's going to be fun. We now enter the 50-yard freestyle, and this will be heat 1 of 2. This is only down and back. 30 seconds is typically what we see. In lane 3, this is an all Lyman heat. In lane 3 will be Maisie Van Giesen, the junior. Lane 4, Shelby Rollins, the junior. Aliana Simmons, the freshman, in lane 5, and Rylan Maxfield, the junior, in lane 6. Again, an all Lyman heat here in heat 1 of 2 in the 50 freestyle. It'll be down and back. Remember, points will go to the top overall times. So chances are not going to see our top 5 overall time from here. However, Shelby Rollins with 31.11 does have an outside chance. She is the favorite in this one. Keep an eye on lane 4. It'll be 50 there and back in order to take this one. Of course, Rylan Maxfield in lane 6. She does not have use of her legs, so she starts in the water, and we're underway. And right now, already stretching out a lead is Shelby Rollins. At the flip turn, she will be in the lead, and if you are at the lead at the turn and have a good turn like that, you can lock this one down. But a good turn also coming from Maisie Van Giesen, trying to bring this home. Great form, though, by Rollins down the backstretch as she is going to cross through and win heat number 1 with a time of 30.50. My goodness. That could actually challenge for a top 5. We'll keep an eye on that, as here's your heat 1 results. When Maxfield finish, will show that. as she is coming home, pushing as hard as she can. Remember, this swimmer does not have use of her legs, so it is all upper body for her. She is looking for a personal best time. 112.81 was her personal best, as she is getting rooted home, trying to get that personal best right here. So close to the finish that she can taste it, takes one more breath, and glides into the wall. Time of 114.93. Here is the Heat 1 results taken by Shelby Rollins with 30.50. That is a new personal best for her. And Mazzy Van Giesen with 33.83. That is her first. She had a no time coming into it. And now we'll go ahead and set up for the Heat that matters. This will feature all the big names. This will have Lane 1 through 3, Evanston swimmers, Emily Sawyer, Amelia Lester, and Addie Fernandez. 4 through 6, Lyman swimmers, Shelby Parkinson, Kira Walk, and Brooke Brindle. The favorite is Addie Fernandez. She comes in with a 27.51 seed time. About a second ahead of Shelby Parkinson. As we get ready for this one. Keep an eye on lanes 3 and 4. That'll be the last Evanston swimmer going from left to right, and the first Rollins swimmer from right to left, or left to right as well. Good start by Addie Fernandez. She was under the water much longer than a lot of people, but also a very impressive start from Amelia Lester. At the flip turn, it looks like it's going to be a battle between Fernandez and Kira Walk. We saw Walk win this event in Lyman. Is she going to do the same thing in Evanston? Walk looks like she's got the lead, but things are tightening up heading into the final turn. Going out in front is Parkinson. It's going to be Parkinson, Walk, and Fernandez. You blink and you miss it type win. Shelby Parkinson takes first. Kira Walk takes second. And Addie Fernandez will take third, a 29.33 by the Evanston swimmer. Not quite her personal best, but Kira Walk puts on a 29.05. So it'll go Lyman first, Lyman second, and Evanston third. Coming in fourth place at 28.60 is Shelby Parkinson. Fifth place will be Amelia Lester from Evanston with a 29.94, and Emily Sawyer with Evanston with a 30.75 comes in sixth place. So we'll go ahead and update the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard, and that takes we don't have those numbers yet, so we're looking to see where it's going to happen. So third place was Lyman in that one. Oh, it looks like Addie Fernandez, and both Addie Fernandez and Brooke Bendel tie for third. Look at this. They just missed it. A 50.33 for both of them. 29.33 for both of them. And a tie, I guess you would award both of them the points. So we'll have an updated score when we come back. We're going to take a break. Girls 1 meter diving when we return, where Evanston sophomore Taylor Davis is the favorite, on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Red Devil Swim and Dive on mylocalradio.com.
Two roads diverged in a wood, and I had just purchased new tires at Plains Tire in Evanston. The trained tire technicians at Plains Tire expertly mounted, balanced, and aligned my new tires, so I was feeling good. While I was there, they changed my oil, checked my brakes, fixed my AC, and made sure my shocks were in tip-top shape. And with their lifetime alignment checks and tire rotations, I was ready to roll. So, thanks to Plains Tire, when two roads diverged in a wood, I took the one less traveled. Plains Tire, 157 Pear River Drive, Evanston.
This First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Evanston High School Red Devil Sports is also brought to you in part by T-Bar S Body Shop. Let T-Bar fix your car. Call 307-789-2639. And by Hoover Chiropractic. Dr. Todd Hoover does all of the chiropractic work you need, as well as blood work, dietary supplements, a weight loss program, x-rays, and can help you get rid of migraines and allergies. Call Hoover Chiropractic at 307-789-0043.
Welcome back to mylocalradio.com. Diving, our next event getting ready to take place. After the tie between Addie Fernandez and Brooke Bindle, that was an absolutely crazy. They tied with a 29.33. As after that tie, it is 20 for Evanston, 40 for Lyman in this duel. Again, Evanston doesn't quite have the numbers to compete for team titles, but they will be competing for individual titles. We now move on to event number 5 of 12. It'll be the 1-meter diving. Dive order will be Libby Allen out of Lyman, then Emily Allen out of Lyman, then Taylor Hill from Lyman, and then Taylor Davis out of Evanston. 6 dives, so we will see a total of 24 dives between the 4 of them. Libby Allen will be attempting a back dive, dive 201A with a difficulty of 1.7. That is an absolutely great. Let's zoom that camera shot out a little bit so we catch them going into the water. That is great right there. Thank you so much to our assistant, Matthew Peterson, today. Zoom out just a hair more. Let's zoom out just a little bit more, just a little bit, and that'll work right there. Thank you so much, Matthew. Again, Libby Allen attempting a back dive, 201A with a difficulty of 1.7. And I think they're actually going to be doing warm-up entries going into this instead of the actual dives to kind of get started. Lyman with sheer numbers will probably win this duel, just like they will probably use those numbers to help them become contenders in the team title. But for Evanston, it's not about the team competition. It's about those individual performances, and we've seen quite a few. Evanston still looking for their first event win of the afternoon as Lyman won the 200-yard medley relay, the 200-yard freestyle, the 200 IM, and, of course, the 50-yard freestyle that we just saw. After the diving, we'll take a break. Then we'll get set up for the girls' 100-yard butterfly where Evanston's Kendall Fernandez will be going in. And then it'll be the 100-yard freestyle. That's another 2-heat event with the first heat being all Lyman. And then we'll have the 500-yard freestyle. That event is definitely one of those ones that is a specialty type person, as Libby Allen. I don't know if she's getting ready to dive or she will be just doing some warm-up entries. Anyway, her first dive when she goes up will be a back dive, dive 201A with a difficulty of 107. And yeah, we're just doing warm-up entries as the back dive, of course, involves her facing the wall here at Evanston Aquatic Center. Big thank you to our camera person, our assistant statistician as well, Matthew Peterson. He's helping me keep these things as straight as we can. As again, the dive order will be Libby Allen out of Lyman will dive first. She comes in with the second highest seed score on 6 dives at 134. And then the next diver will be sister Emily Allen. Comes in with the third highest at 118.80. And then Taylor Hill from Lyman comes in with 103 points as her seed score. And then Taylor Davis, the sophomore from Evanston, with the highest seed score of 152.95, already punching her ticket to Laramie for the state tournament, will be the final diver in each round. It'll be 6 rounds. Best combined score out of the 4. We've got 3 judges. So we'll get ready to get this one going, and I believe Libby Allen either practicing a back entry or this might be the first dive of round 1. Nope, that's definitely just going to be a back entry. Anyway, things are getting heated up. I want to remind you of the My Local Radio chat room that we have on mylocalradio.com. join it and root on your favorite Red Devil, or in this case, Lyman Eagle as well. Let's go ahead and recap what we've seen thus far. The Lyman A team featuring Emery Hamblin, Brinley Buskell, Brooke Bendel, and Shelby Rollins wins the 200-yard medley relay. Evanston A team, Addison Fernandez, Brooke Phillips, Kendall Fernandez, and Elisa Sipos comes in second, with Emily Sawyer leading the Evanston B team to a third place. Emily Sawyer, Amelia Lester, Taylor Davis, and Leah Larkin in third. In the 200-yard freestyle, it was Lyman Jr. Shelby Parkinson taking the first place spot. Brooke Phillips of Evanston takes second, and Zoe Olguin of Lyman takes third. In the 200-yard IM, Brinley Buskell, to nobody's surprise, takes first, but Kendall Fernandez takes second with a personal best, and Brooklyn Rasmussen takes third with a personal best as well. That's what happens when you compete against top flight competition. They make you put out your personal best. In the girls' 50-yard freestyle, we saw a showdown between Shelby Parkinson as she takes first place. Second place goes to Kira Walk, and a tie, both getting 29.33. Addie Fernandez and Brooke Bendel from Lyman taking third place. After the diving, we'll take a quick break. Then we'll have the girls' 100-yard butterfly, and then Event 7 will be the 100-yard freestyle, and then Event 8 will be the 500-yard freestyle. Then Event 9, the 200-yard freestyle relay. Event 10, the girls' 100-yard backstroke. Event 11, the girls' 100-yard breaststroke. And Event 12, the girls' 400-yard freestyle relay. ELAN OLLIFF bringing you the action live from the Evanston Aquatics Center at Davis Middle School, as we get set for the diving event here in Evanston. Evanston versus Lyman in a duel. Lyman leading at 40-20. Those scores are unofficial, but it does give you an idea of what is going on. And round one will be Libby's first dive. It'll 201A back dive straight position with a 1.7 degree of difficulty. And the diving is underway as Libby Allen puts up a fairly clean one. Waiting for the scores to come in. See what the score will be. And we don't have those scores, so we don't have access to those automatically. We'll hear at the very end. Oh, hold on, maybe we will, as we're waiting to see it, as Libby Allen, or Emily Allen from Lyman. Right now they're trying to get the scores inputted into the computer, maybe give us something on the scoreboard. And there we go, a 25.50 for Libby Allen in dive number 1. Next up will be Emily Allen. Emily Allen, she'll be doing the same dive, a 2.0 back dive straight, 201A, difficulty of 201.7. And the scores are coming in.
Scores 5, 3.5, 3.5, 5.5, 5.5.
So they'll input the scores as Emily Allen looking at a 25.5 set by Libby Allen. And it's a 23.8 for Emily. Next up will be Taylor Hill from Lyman. A back one somersault tuck to a 1.7 degree difficulty. And a good clean dive from Hill as she launches herself off the springboard into that somersault tuck and enters the water cleanly.
4.5,
Waiting for what the total to come in. It looks like 4.5, 3 4.5, so 4 and a 5 coming in for her. So that'll put her at 22.95 as her first round score. I'll bring up Taylor Davis from the Evanston Red Devils, the lone Evanston diver. It'll be 202A, a back somersault straight position. Degree of difficulty will be a 1.7. So both of all 4 divers doing very similar things in round 1. And a good dive by Taylor Davis, another clean one where she just launches off of the board, does her somersault, and lands like a pencil straight up and down. Some 2 5s and a 4.5, and some 4.5s out there waiting for the 5th judge. She puts up a 4.5 as well.
4.5.
So it'll probably be a very similar score to what we saw Taylor Hill put up. It is the exact same score at a 23.8. Libby Allen will be doing 52.11, a back dive half twist, a 1.8 degree of difficulty, a 25.5 her total right now. Libby Allen won the diving in Lyman in the Lyman versus Kemmer duel. And a good dive there from Allen as 5.5s across the board come up from the judges.
5.5.
See what that puts her at total-wise. That'll give her a 29.7, put her at around 50 points.
Emily's second dive, 202.
Now Emily Allen will go for a back somersault 202 dive with a degree of difficulty of 1.5. That one she might have broken her tuck just a little bit early. But 5.5, a 5, 5.5, 5, 3 5s, and a 5.5 goes up. So that is a very well scored dive for Emily Allen. 23.8 is her score coming into it, and she will leave it with a 48.55 thanks to a 24.75.
Next diver, Taylor.
Now Taylor Hill comes in.
52.21B.
It'll be 52.21 B, back somersault, 1.5 twist in the free position, 1.7 difficulty for the senior. That one over-rotated just a little bit. And the judges will probably take notice of it. There it is, 3, 3.5, 3.5, 2.5, and 3.
3, 3.5, 3.5, 2.5, 3.
She had a 22.95 coming into it. What will she have coming out? It'll be a 39.10 after 16.15 score. Now Taylor Davis looking to take a little bit of control here, going with 103B, a forward 1.5 somersault pike with a 1.7 degree of difficulty. Good dive from Taylor Davis. That one was one of those clean entries. I see 3 6s and a 4 6s and a 6.5. This will be the highest scored dive of the afternoon thus far. 31.45, and Davis now totaled at 55.25.
Third round of diving.
Now we start the third round of diving. We'll give you updates on where they stand at the halfway point.
Libby will be doing 202A.
Libby with Allen with a 202A for Lyman.
Degree of difficulty
Back somersaults in the straight position. 1.7 degree of difficulty. Good dive there from Libby Allen. Already a 5.5 coming out. There's a 5.5, another 5.5, another 5.5, and a 6. So a very well scored dive. 55.20 for Libby Allen coming into this one. Waiting for the total score to come out. 83.25 for Libby Allen after 3. Now we'll see Emily Allen with an inward dive in the tuck position. 1.4 degree of difficulty. Now on her legs in the entry kind of moved a little bit towards the board. May create some splash, and it shows in the scores a 4.5, a 4, 5.5, a 4.5, and a 5.
4.5, 5.5, 4, 4.5.
That'll give her a total of 68.15. So right now it looks like Libby Allen in the lead thus far at the halfway point. As we'll see Taylor Hill from Lyman come up to perform dive 102, a forward somersault in the tuck position. A 1.4 degree of difficulty. And a good dive from Hill shows as we have a 5, a 4, a 4, a 4.5, and a 4.5.
4, 4, 5.
That'll give her an 18.20, 57.30.
Taylor's third dive.
And now we'll see Taylor Davis. You have to think with how things look for Taylor Davis, she is the one that's challenging Libby Allen the most. Again, another Evanston Lyman battle between the two top guys, but Lyman's going to get more points just from sheer manpower alone. Taylor Davis with a reverse dive, dive 301B, 1.7 degree of difficulty. And that one, her legs did not quite get extended on the entry, and it's going to show in the scores. I see a 4.5, a 5, a 4.5, a 5, and a 5.5.
4.5, 5.5, 5.
So we'll see where they put
4.5,
her.
5.
That gives her a total of 79.90. So
Fourth round of diving.
at the halfway point, it's Libby Allen in first, Taylor Davis of Evanston in second, Emily Allen of Lyman in third, and Taylor Hill in fourth. Libby Allen looking for an inward dive of 401B with a 1.5 degree difficulty. And that one, kind of like what we saw from Taylor Davis. Her feet kind of wavered just a little bit, but not enough to really matter. A 5, a 6, a 5.5, a 4.5, and a 5 for the leader after 3 dives, and it'll put her at 106.50 after 4. Emily Allen, who currently sits in third, will go with a forward dive, a 101A, degree of difficulty at 1.4. And a very well executed dive from Emily Allen. Got the air she wanted and just glided in there. And these are big scores, 6.5, 6, 7, 6.5, and a 6. What a dive by Emily Allen. That'll put her at 94.75 after 4.
Inward dive, pike position, degree of difficulty 1.5.
Taylor Hill currently sits in fourth place with 57.30 after 4, going for an inward dive 401B with a 1.5 degree of difficulty. That one again just a little over rotated. And it shows in the scores 4.5, 3.5, 4, 4.5, and a 4.
4.5, 4, 3.5, 4.5.
I'll put her at 76.05 after 4. And now Taylor Davis looking to take some advantage as she sits in second with 79.90, trailing by around 4 points behind Libby Allen. Davis with an inward dive for a 1B, 1.5 degree difficulty. And that one didn't quite fall in as straight as she wanted to, and it is showing in the scores still decent numbers: 4.5, 5, 5.5, 4, and a 5.
4.5, 5, 5.5, 4, 5.
That gives her a 101.65 after 4 as we enter the penultimate round of diving.
Forward 1.5.
5 of 6.
The pike position, degree of difficulty 1.7.
That'll bring up Libby Allen. They haven't changed the scoreboard yet. As Allen throws a beautiful one out there. Degree of difficulty is going to be good, but performance is going to be just a little bit off. 5.5, 5, 5, 4, and a 4.5.
5.5, 5, 4, 4.5.
Still have not changed the scoreboard yet. As we'll move on to Emily Allen.
Can we have those scores again, please?
They call for the scores, so they're going to try to update this scoreboard so they can show them. Again, a 5, 5.5, 5, 4, and a 4.5.
One more time, please.
Looking to update the scoreboard as it still reads Taylor Davis on there. Yeah, it looks like we're moving on. Maybe a malfunction with the scoreboard, as the scorekeepers were just told to write it down. Libby Allen, Emily Allen, excuse me, the sophomore, stands on the board waiting to see what happens. Temporary pause in the action here at Evanston Aquatic Center.
Emily's next dive
And
will be 102C.
Emily will do a forward 1 somersault tuck position with a degree of difficulty of 1.4. And that one was a good dive, got her somersaults in. When she entered, her body did kind of tweak just a little bit. Let's see, we got a 5, a 5.5, a 5.5, a 4, and a 5.5.
5, 5.5, 5.5, 4.5, 5.5.
Now we'll see Taylor Hill. Looking to break her personal best, a 103.11. After 3, she sat in 4th with a 57.30.
402C.
I'll be dive 402C for Taylor Hill. Inward 1 somersault in the tuck position with a degree of difficulty of 1.6. Hill didn't quite break where she needed to, and it's showing up again in the scores. 4.5, 3, 4, 5, and a 4.5. So they'll take the 3 and the 5 off the board and then average it by the degree of difficulty. That's how they'll come up with the total score. Now Taylor Davis from Evanston looking for a big dive here. Trying to chase down the leader, Libby Allen.
51-22.
Will be a forward somersault, one twist, free position. Degree of difficulty at 1.9. So very high degree of difficulty for Davis. She's going to get good scores for attempting it because that degree of difficulty is what they multiply it by, and the scores are showing up a 5, a 4.5, a 4.5, a 5, and another 4.5 for Davis.
4.5, 4.5, 5.
Now we enter the final round of diving. Libby Allen, she was leading at the halfway point. It looks like they are fixing the scoreboard, as now it says.
Libby's last dive will be 102B. Forward
102B for Libby Allen will be a forward, one somersault in the pike position, degree of difficulty at 1.5. Good job there by Libby Allen, and big numbers coming in. I see a 7, a 5.5, a 6.5, a 6, and a 7.
7, 6, 6.5, 5.5, 7.
Maybe we'll get a total score here as the scoreboard is starting to operate a little bit more. There we go. Libby Allen will finish her dive
Emily's last
with,
dive will be 51-21D.
as they're trying to update it right now, a forward somersault, half trip and twist in the free position with 1.7 for Emily Allen. She comes in at 117.15, and they've updated the scoreboard. But before we could get a handle on what the scores were for Emily Allen, they changed it. Or Libby Allen, they changed it as Emily gets ready to go. And another clean dive from another Allen diver out of Lyman. 6.5, 5.5, 6.5, a 6.5, and a 6.5. A great dive there for Emily Allen. Waiting for the scores to come in for Emily Allen.
Taylor's last dive
As Taylor Hill will get ready to go with dive 201C, a back dive in the tuck position, a degree of difficulty of 1.5. And they put the scores up for Emily Allen, and it went away as they're trying to get set for Taylor. Understandable, as they're trying to catch up. So we don't have the final tally for the first two divers. Taylor Allen, or Hill, with a good back dive. 4.5, 4.5, 4, 4.5, and a 3.5 for the senior. And now that'll set the stage for Taylor Davis, the Evanston sophomore diver. A 116.35 for Taylor Hill on the day, and that is a new personal best, so congratulations for her. I'll bring up Taylor Davis, who sits at 128.25 after 5 of 6 dives. It'll be dive 104, a forward 2.5 somersault tuck, degree of difficulty 2.2 for the lone Red Devil. Now once she broke it, her revolutions were just out of sync. She had to break out a little bit early and kind of land more on her back than her feet. And it shows 5, 4, 4, 3.5, and a 5 for Taylor Davis. And we don't have the final scores, but I would guess that Libby Allen probably has taken this one home for Lyman. Waiting for the final score for Taylor Davis to come in, but I would imagine Libby Allen is probably going to win this for the Eagles. As we'll probably see that in a second. And there it is, a 156.85 total dives for Taylor Davis. And we're going to go ahead and step aside. When we come back, we will have the continuation of the swimming events here at the Evanston Duel, as well as an updated scoreboard on this duel between Evanston and Lyman. This is a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Red Devil Swimming on KNYN, or sorry, not on KNYN, on mylocalradio.com.
At Ellingford Brothers, we're known for an excellent steel shop and quality cement. We also provide other products all year round. Sand and different sizes of gravel for road base and landscaping in the summer and fall. Traction in the winter and mud control in the spring. Bark for landscaping in the summer and winterization in the fall. And topsoil. Spring, summer, and fall. Prices are always honest. Pickup or delivery. Ellingford Brothers, your year-round source for so many things. Stop in today at 221 County Road in Evanston.
When you're looking for one location that is centrally located in Wyoming to host a business meeting or corporate retreat, always consider the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper first. With meeting rooms and amenities that everyone can enjoy at the Come On In is the best place to host events. The rustic decor, fireplaces, jacuzzis, pool, and large indoor atrium will make your event memorable. Call today and find out the ways we can help make your event a success. Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper. Call 307-472-6300.
Welcome back to Evanston Aquatic Center on a special presentation on mylocalradio.com as we get ready for Red Devil swimming to resume. They said there'll be about a 10-minute break between our warm-up allowance after they get the lane lines put back in. Let's go ahead and recap you on what has happened thus far in the 200-yard medley relay. The Lyman A team with Emery Hamblin, Brindley Buskell, Brooke Bendel, and Shelby Rollins take that one. In second place is the Evanston A team with Addie Fernandez, Brooke Phillips, Kendall Fernandez, and Alyssa Seapost take second. And the Evanston B team with Emily Sawyer, Amelia Lester, Taylor Davis, and Leah Larkin take third. In the girls 200-yard freestyle, Shelby Parkinson of Lyman takes first. Brooke Phillips of Evanston takes second, and Zoe Olgeen of Lyman take third. In the girls 200-yard IM, we got a dominating win from a future star, Brindley Buskell, who will be swimming at San Diego State University next year, wins the 200 IM. But Kendall Fernandez, the freshman from Evanston, takes second with a personal best. And then Brooklyn Rasmussen, the sophomore out of Lyman, takes third with a personal best. In the girls 50 freestyle, it was taken by Shelby Parkinson. The junior out of Lyman takes first. Then Kira Walk, the senior of Lyman, takes second. And Addie Fernandez of Evanston and Brooke Bendel tie for third with a time of 29.33. Still waiting for the final results in diving. Let's go ahead and talk about what we have moving forward. And it'll be the girls 100-yard butterfly. That'll be a matchup between Kendall Fernandez and Emily Allen. Allen with the advantage right now with a 2-second faster seed time. But if we've learned anything, seed times don't really mean that much coming into events, as people just save their best for the actual competition. In the 100 freestyle, it'll be a Lyman battle, Brindley Buskell versus Emery Hamblin. Buskell should win that one. She is clear of Hamblin by about 7 seconds on the seed times. In the girls 500-yard freestyle, it's only going to be one heat, and it'll be 2 Evanston versus 3 Lyman. So the first chance for the Red Devils to outscore Lyman in an event. You've got Emily Sawyer, who is the favorite because of her seed time, battling against Taylor Davis, her teammate, who is got the second seed time. But Sawyer clear of her by about 8 seconds, which is an eternity in swimming. So you'd think that she will probably come through with a victory. And then in event number 9, the 200-yard freestyle relay, Lyman's A team with Shelby Parkinson, Kira Walk, Brindley Buskell, and Emery Hamblin are favored to take that one, as they are just barely clear of the Evanston A team at Leah Larkin, Emily Sawyer, Amelia Lester, and Kendall Fernandez. Evanston only having one team in that relay. And then in the event 10, the curled 100 yards backstroke, Addie Fernandez with a 6-second advantage in the seed times, but looking to qualify for state. She is less than a second off. She needs to be under 1:09. As they've just opened the lane, so now they'll start the 10-minute warm-up for the swimmers who have cooled off after watching the diving. Anyway, back to the 100-yard backstroke. Addie Fernandez, the favorite, clear of second place. Anna Jo short by about 6 seconds, but the competition is going to be under that 1:09 flat in order to make the 4A state meet. For the girls' 100-yard breaststroke, Amelia Lester versus Sarah Jensen. Each of them have about a second separating the sophomore Lester for Evanston from the Sarah Jensen Jr. of Lyman. And then the 400-yard freestyle is where we'll wrap it up, where Evanston has a 7-second clearance in that final event over the Lyman A team. So the 10-minute warm-up has begun. Still waiting on updated diving results. Trying to see where everything's going to kind of stack up, as Evanston and Lyman swimmers are in the pool warming up, trying to get ready for this one. A 10-minute warm-up has started. We're going to go ahead and step aside and take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the beginning of what you would call the second half on a First Make of Wyoming presentation of Red Devil Swimming on K9 and MyLocalRadio.com.
In May of 2019, Uintah County School District Number 1 became the first school district in Wyoming to achieve a certified level 1 on high reliability schools by the Rosanna Leadership Center. We're focusing on 3 levels. Level 1 is a safe and collaborative culture. Level 2, effective teaching in every classroom. And Level 3 is a guaranteed and viable curriculum. We are certified Level 1 in safe and collaborative culture. This is Superintendent Ryan Thomas. Congratulations to everyone in our district. Keep up the great work.
Uintah County School District Number 1, Pathway to Excellence.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Red Devils! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
This First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Evanston High School Red Devil Sports is also brought to you in part by Jen's Life Photography. Local photography, whether it's family portraits or senior pictures, capture the moment with Jen's Life Photography. An Evanston local with a Utah number, 801-289-6161. And by Freeway Tire. With a friendly and knowledgeable staff, quick and dependable service and great prices come together. Call Freeway Tire at 307-789-8632.
Welcome back to Evanston Aquatics Center here at Davis Middle School, where the Evanston Red Devils are in the middle of a duel with the Lyman Eagles, the 3A powerhouse who has won multiple 3A state titles. Right now, still waiting for diving results. Anyway, they've won multiple team state titles in the 3A division. They look to keep that rolling as they bring in a very strong team. Red Devils, however, they're small in numbers, but they are focusing more on those individual events. Let's go ahead and take you through what has happened thus far as they are warming up to get ready for event number 6, our halfway point. In event number 1, the 200-yard medley relay, it was won by the A team out of Lyman with Emery Hamblin, Brinley Buskell, Brooke Bendel, and Shelby Rollins taking first. Evanston's A team takes second with Addie Fernandez, Brooke Phillips, Kendall Fernandez, and Alyssa Seapost. Evanston's B team rounds out the top 3 with Emily Sawyer, Amelia Lester, Taylor Davis, and Leah Larkin. In the 200-yard freestyle, it was taken by Lyman's Shelby Parkinson, Brooke Phillips in second for Evanston, and the Eagles' Zoe Olguin takes third. In the 200-yard IM, we saw a dominating performance by San Diego State University commit Brinley Buskell, who wins that one easily, but Kendall Fernandez puts in a personal best for Evanston and finishes second, and Brooklyn Rasmussen puts in a personal best to finish third herself. In the girls' 50-yard freestyle, Shelby Parkinson takes first from Lyman. Kira Walk from Lyman takes second, and then Addie Fernandez from Evanston and Brooke Bendel tie 29.33 down to the exact 100th of a second for third place. Event 5 was the girls' 100-meter diving, and we don't have results from that, but if I was to take a guess, I would say that it was probably won by Libby Allen. I know that for sure. But second and third may be a little bit murky, but I'm going to go with Evanston in second and Emily Allen, Evanston's Taylor Davis in second, and Lyman's Emily Allen in third. We'll wait for the official go-ahead before we put those points on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Want to thank you for joining us on this special presentation of Evanston Swimming on mylocalradio.com. Events coming up next will be the 100-yard butterfly. Keep an eye on Emily Allen of Lyman, who just competed in the diving, and Kendall Fernandez, the freshman, who put in the personal best to take second in the 200 IM. In the girls' 100-yard butterfly, Emily Allen has a 2-second advantage in seat times over Kendall Fernandez. But in the 100-yard freestyle, it's going to be an absolute barn burner in the first heat between Elise Adams, the junior out of Lyman, and Jill Huntsman, the sophomore out of Lyman, for second. Morgan Kurtz, the favorite for Lyman, in lane 4. In that first heat, in the second heat, the varsity heat, I guess you'd call it, Leah Larkin out of Evanston and Alyssa Seapost will do battle with a couple of Lyman stars. Keep an eye on Kira Walk in lane 6. But Brinley Buskell in lane 4 is the favorite by far. She carries about a 7-second advantage in seed times over the second highest seeded swimmer. In the 500 freestyle, Emily Sawyer looks to be the favorite there. It could be a Evanston 1-2 with Sawyer and Taylor Davis getting it done there. In event number 9, the 200-yard freestyle relay, you got to keep an eye on that Lyman A team. Shelby Parkinson, Kira Walk, Brinley Buskell, and Emery Hamblin each will swim 50 yards of freestyle in that relay, but also the Evanston team not very far behind. Less than a second separates them in the seed times. Evanston's A team, of course, Leah Larkin, Emily Sawyer, Amelia Lester, and Kendall Fernandez. So an all-underclassmen group with 2 sophomores and 2 freshmen. We'll see how they match up against the studs of Lyman. And the 100 backstroke, in the second heat, it should be an easy win for Addie Fernandez, but the battle is not going to be for her to win that heat. It will be a battle to qualify for state. Coming into it, she is less than half a second away from qualifying for the state meet. You have to be under 109 flat in order to qualify for the 4A state meet in the backstroke. And the 100-yard breaststroke, it should be a good battle between Amelia Lester in lane 3 for the Red Devils and Sarah Jensen in lane 4 for Lyman. Lester carries a 1:26.20 seed time, while Lester with a 1:27.19. And in the final event of the evening, Evanston's A team in the 400-yard freestyle relay is the favorite over the A team out of Lyman, but you look at the firepower that Evanston's bringing in A, and you understand why. Alyssa Seapost, Taylor Davis, Brooke Phillips, and Addie Fernandez on the anchor leg, with Lyman going Libby Allen, Shelby Parkinson, Brooke Brindle, and Kira Walk on the anchor leg for Lyman. Well, the warm-ups have ended, and we are about ready to get started with event number 6, the 100-yard butterfly. This event is the event for the power sprinters. It's a very difficult stroke where you have to generate enough power from the lower body in order to propel yourself out in order to get that kind of surface dive effect that makes great butterfly swimmers. Want to remind you that this is the first of 3 broadcasts on mylocalradio.com that we will have for Evanston sports. On Friday, we'll have Evanston football at number 1 Jackson. Kickoff scheduled at 6 o'clock, pregame at 5:15, live from Jackson Hole High School in Teton County in the Cowboy State. And then Saturday at 1 o'clock p.m., we'll have Evanston taking on Riverton in the volleyball court. That match will take place right here in Evanston at the Evanston High School Gymnasium. 1 o'clock scheduled first serve was scheduled pregame at 12:30. Of course, with all volleyball events, those times are subject to change. Can't believe it, but we're getting towards the end of the fall sports season. This will be the final road game for the football team this season in Jackson, and then they'll close it out with 2 games at home. It's only 3 more football games left. Only a couple more weeks until we're talking playoffs for volleyball. Matter of fact, I believe in 2 weeks we'll probably see a matchup that could serve as a pseudo quadrant championship matchup between Evanston and Star Valley if Evanston continues to take care of business as well as Star Valley. Red Devils looking pretty darn good on the volleyball court. And looking for some great individual performances from the pool here at Davis Middle School. We should be getting started any minute now with the 100-yard butterfly. Right now they're updating the scoreboard, fixing all of that. Still have not received final word on the diving, but if I were to take a best guess, I would say probably Libby Allen of Lyman winning it, Taylor Davis of Evanston taking second, and Emily Allen of Lyman taking third, with Taylor Hill of Lyman taking fourth. Just cleared the scoreboard of all the diving stuff, hopefully getting ready to reset things for the swimming. And there it is, the 100-yard butterfly. It's only going to be 1 heat, 3 swimmers, 2 Eagles versus 1 Red Devil. In lane 3, you'll have Evanston's Kendall Fernandez. In lane 4, Lyman's Emily Allen. In lane 5, Brooklyn Rasmussen. So they just announced that Taylor Hill takes 4th place with a personal best, and 3rd place will be Emily Allen with a 1:50.20, another personal best, and in 2nd will be Davis. So it'll go Lyman, Evanston, Lyman, Lyman. So Libby Allen scores with 1:60.40. So the top 2 divers all qualified for state.
Which does include diving. Evanston 21.5. Lyman 53.5.
So they just announced that the duel is Evanston 21.5, Lyman 53.5. So they must have awarded half points for the tie. We weren't sure how that worked out. We can't do a 21.5 score, so we'll just keep it right here at 21:53. Lyman winning the duel as we get set for the 100-yard butterfly. In lane 3, only lanes 3, 4, and 5 being used. So lane 3, farthest to your right, you've got Kendall Fernandez, the freshman. In lane for Evanston, in lane 4, you've got the Lyman Eagle sophomore, Emily Allen. In lane 5, the Lyman Eagle sophomore, Brooklyn Rasmussen. The battle should be between Fernandez and Allen in 3 and 4, but keep an eye on Rasmussen to make things interesting. She had a great swim in the 200 IM. Can she keep it up here in the 100 butterfly and pull off the upset?
Right now, looks like the scorers are testing the clock. As you can see, we'll show you real quick. That clock in the upper left corner is running. So 21.5 to 53.5. So they must have awarded for third place. I bet they awarded probably a 1.5 to each one of those swimmers. Is probably what happened with the tie between Addie Fernandez and Brooke Brindle in the 50 freestyle. Kendall Fernandez getting coached by her big sister senior, Addie Fernandez. This, of course, is a specialty event for Addie. She's already aimed to state with it. As the freshman for the Red Devils, farthest to the right of the 3 lanes being used. Expect the battle to take place between Fernandez in lane 3 and Emily Allen in lane 4. Allen just took third place in the diving.
Delay, folks. Hopefully we'll be ready to go here in a minute.
As we've experienced just a little bit of a delay. And tell you what, as a former swimmer myself, these delays definitely make you a little bit more anxious. It's very difficult to keep your focus when you're thinking, okay, I should be starting in about 2 minutes, and you're still standing there 2 minutes later behind the blocks waiting for the call to go forward. It always has been really fun for me to watch starts as you see swimmers just kind of standing still, getting ready, and then they get the call to the blocks and they just prepare to launch themselves like a rocket into the water to go from so still to so active in a matter of seconds. ELAN OLLIFF here bringing you the action live from Evanston Aquatics Center. Evanston and Lyman locked in a duel, 53-21, Eagles on top of the Evanston Red Devils on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard as we go to event number 6 of 12. Once this event gets moving, things will be moving at a pretty brisk pace to finish things off. Kendall Fernandez, the lone Red Devil out there with 2 Lyman Eagles, Emily Allen in lane 4 and Brooklyn Rasmussen in lane 5. Waiting for the go-ahead to hop on the blocks as they've experienced some technical difficulties here with the timing, it looks like, in the scoreboard. Event number 6 of 12. After this, we'll have event number 7, which is the 100-yard freestyle. Then we'll have the 500-yard freestyle. That will be a marathon of a race. And once we get past that, it'll be a 200-yard relay, a 100-yard backstroke, a 100-yard breaststroke, and then a 400-yard relay to end the afternoon as we hit the hour-and-a-half mark of this meet as it started at 4 o'clock. Feels like we may have a long way to go, but remember how quickly we completed those first 5 events. Still waiting for the go-ahead. Again, this is going to be the 100-yard butterfly. This is a girls-only duel, as in the state of Wyoming. Girls swimming and diving is a fall sport, and boys swimming and diving is a winter sport. So we'll have the boys this winter. I know Coach Kate Schmidt will be very excited for that. Coach Kendra Acey, first year she's coached the Evanston Red Devils. First year she's coached the Evanston Red Devils girls swim team. As we're waiting to see when this will get started.
Technical difficulty must be happening with the scoreboard and by default the timing system. I don't see any manual timers at this pool. Usually you would have 2 manual timers as a backup just in case of a malfunction with the automatic timing. It would be 2 people with a stopwatch. It's going to be a 100-yard butterfly, so down and back twice for the swimmers. Again, it'll be Kendall Fernandez for Evanston in lane 3, Emily Allen for Lyman in lane 4, and Brooklyn Rasmussen for Lyman in lane 5. We've seen Kendall Fernandez and Brooklyn Rasmussen swim in the 200 IM, where Fernandez and Rasmussen both put on personal best to finish 2nd and 3rd respectively behind the superstar that is Brinley Buskell. Still waiting for the go-ahead before we get started here at Evanston Aquatics Center at Davis Middle School in Evanston. I want to thank you for joining me. Again, we want to remind you that this is the first of 3 broadcasts that we'll have for Red Devil Sports. We'll have Evanston football at number 1 Jackson. Kickoff at 6 o'clock, pregame at 5:15, and then Evanston volleyball hosting Riverton on Saturday. First serve scheduled at 1 o'clock and pregame at 12:30. Of course, with all volleyball events, those times are subject to change. This is not a enviable position to put this to if you're a swimmer at this point. You got out of warm-ups, all warmed up, ready to go, and now, because of this delay, you've got to do whatever you can to keep things cooled off and going. Looks like scoreboard is resetting, so we may be getting closer to the start of the second half of this duel. And once we get started, it should move fairly smoothly throughout the events. Again, we've got the 100-yard butterfly coming right up. Then it'll be the 100-yard freestyle, the 500-yard freestyle, the 200-yard freestyle relay, the 100-yard backstroke, the 100-yard breaststroke, and then the 400 freestyle relay. For those of you not familiar with Evanston geography, Lyman only about a half hour down the freeway or down the interstate from Evanston. So this is a team that is very familiar with each other. Unlike some places where you'll get, well, for example, Riverton, 3 hours away. They're coming 3 hours for a volleyball game one way. Jackson, where we'll be on Friday night, 3.5 hours away. More like 3 hours, 40 minutes away from Evanston. So half hour is just a walk in the park for these schools. Still waiting for the go-ahead to get event number 6 of 12 started. Again, it's the 100-yard butterfly. Kendall Fernandez of Evanston in lane 3. Emily Allen of Lyman in lane 4, and Brooklyn Rasmussen in Lyman in lane 5. The officials having a word with the people over at timing. And I didn't want to take a break because I didn't want to be in the middle of break when they came back. So we'll keep it here just a little bit longer if we don't get anything in the next 2 or 3 minutes.
We're going to go ahead. The scoreboard may not reflect anything, but the computer should be recording.
All right, so we are going to go ahead. Scoreboard may not reflect anything the official says. I'm sure they'll be working on that. And we are finally ready to get started with the 100-yard butterfly. Again, Kendall Fernandez of Evanston in lane 3, Emily Allen in Lyman in lane 4, and Brooklyn Rasmussen of Lyman in lane 5. Fastest seed time was Emily Allen with 120.50. And a good start by Fernandez. Looks like she's got a very early lead, but Allen kind of closing it down. We'll see where they're at when they do hit the final times. Looks like Fernandez with a good lead at the first turn, and she's got a very good turn to kind of extend that. The freshman is taking off for the Evanston Red Devils. She put up a personal best in the 200 IM, and she is cruising right now in the 100 butterfly. At the halfway point, she will have a lead by about a body length. A 33.38 time split for the freshman. And the turn was even greater. It should be bigger. Right now, Evanston leading the 2 Lyman. Fernandez in first. Emily Allen in second, and Brooklyn Rasmussen in third. Fernandez continuing to stretch that lead as she gets to the 75-yard mark. Puts 2 hands on the wall and pushes off in the turn. It's 2 hands in the butterfly and breaststroke, 1 hand or a foot in the freestyle and backstroke. Fernandez stretching that lead. It's out to more than a body length. Fernandez still with her head in the water, not breathing every stroke like you see with some butterfly. She is not tightening up at all. She is going to win it for Evanston with a time of 1:15.38, a personal best for Kendall Fernandez, and Emily Allen of Lyman takes second. Brooklyn Rasmussen takes third. Let's go ahead and show you those results, as it's a 1:15.38 for Fernandez of Evanston to win it, a 1:19.98 for Allen of Lyman for second, and a 1:27.53 for Rasmussen to take third. So now we move on to the 100 free, and that'll put Evanston at 27.5 and Lyman at 60.5. Half points being awarded because of the tie between Lyman and Evanston for third in the 50 free. Moving on to the next event, event number 7, heat number 1 of 2. It's an all Lyman heat. Aliana Simmons of Lyman in 3, Morgan Kurtz in 4, Elise Adams in 5, and Jill Huntsman in 6th. Lane 6, sorry. As we start in the All Eagles, Heat 1 is underway in the 100-yard freestyle. Good lead out right now by Morgan Kurtz. She's the favorite to take it, but keep an eye on lane 6 and lane 5. Should be a tight battle for second between those two. Looks like it's Kurtz in first, Huntsman in second, and Adams in third. At the halfway point, it is a 32.30 for Morgan Kurtz, and a 36.37 and a 36.35 for second place right now in the end 2 lanes by Elise Adams and Jill Huntsman. Should be an easy win here for Morgan Kurtz as she comes in with as a 2-second favorite. And at the 75-yard mark, a big turn there by Jill Huntsman might put her in second. She was favored to be third. We'll see how the close from Elise Adams is. It's going to be won by Morgan Kurtz with a time of 1:08.06. That might compete for a top 5 time. Second place does go to Brooklyn Rasmussen with 1:13.24. Right on her tail with a 13.30 is, Jill Huntsman takes second, and Elise Adams takes third. Adams takes third, and in fourth place is Aliana Simmons for Lyman. That'll set up Heat 2 as we show you the Heat 1 results. That'll now set up Heat 2 between, this will be the big one, 2 Red Devils versus 3 Eagles. In lane 2, you've got Leah Larkin. Lane 3, Alyssa Seapost. And then in lane 4, Brinley Buskell is the overwhelming favorite. Emery Hamlin in 5, and Kira Walk in lane 6. So they now address the blocks. Evanston on the far 2 lanes, going right to left. Lyman in the other 3. Brinley Buskell in lane 4, dead ahead, is the overwhelming favorite, and it's easy to see why as she gets a good start. In second place, though, keep an eye on Alyssa Seapost. At the flip, it is Buskell, and then Hamblin Seapost in third. Good turn by Alyssa for Evanston as she's trying to catch it, but a great turn as well by Embry Hamlin. Brinley Buskell at the halfway point, 26.64. Hamblin, 29.32, and Seapost at 30.68. Fourth place is Kira Walk, and then Leah Larkin in fifth. Already, Buskell heading back down the backstretch. A big turn, and you also see Emery Hamblin stretching out her lead over Alyssa Seapost. Seapost now having to battle Kira Walk for a top 3 position as Walk is coming through in lane 5. Brinley Buskell wins at the 59.59. Hamblin in second with a 102.22. Seapost for Evanston holds on to third, 105.1 or 106.16. Kira Walk with a 108.33, and coming in fifth will be Leah Larkin of Evanston with a 117.90. So Brinley Buskell wins with a 56.59. So another great swim for her. And third place was Alyssa Seapost with a 105.16. And now we will move on to the 500 free. This will be 2 Evanston Red Devils versus 1 Lyman. 2 Evanston furthest to the right, it will be Taylor Davis, the sophomore, and Emily Sawyer, the sophomore. Davis in lane 2, Sawyer in lane 3, and then Sarah Jensen of Lyman in lane 4. Emily Sawyer has the fastest seed time for Evanston at 6:41. New score is 31.5 to 72.5. Lyman leading. Lyman just continuing to pile on the points because they've got numbers, and on top of that, when you have numbers in a great team, you very seldom lose. Scoreboard has been fixed, so we do have it. It'll be Taylor Davis in lane 2 of Evanston, Emily Sawyer in lane 3 from Evanston, and Sarah Jensen in lane 4 for Lyman. It'll be a 500-yard marathon, so we'll see a start, and it'll be fairly calm, as breaking the water last was Jensen. Sawyer, though, with an early lead, but Taylor Davis closing the gap fairly quickly. .500 yards equals 20 lengths of the pool or 10 laps. And at the first lap, it looks like Davis with a little bit of a lead on Sawyer, 36.84 to 33.84 to 33.99. Jensen comes in third with a 37.17 in the first 50. Each swimmer has someone at the end of the lane putting in a board with a number on it, telling them how many lengths of the pool they've swam. This is a 20 length of the pool race. It's a grueling event. And right now it looks like Taylor Davis with an early lead, but this is one of those ones where early leads don't mean a lot, especially when you keep it as close as Emily Sawyer has. That split time for Davis, 1:11.71. Sawyer, 1:12.81 and 1:18.93 for Sarah Jensen out of Lyman. Good turn by Emily Sawyer in lane 3. Taylor Davis still with a tight lead over her teammate. And it's very obvious, I think Evanston will probably come out of this one 1-2 as they are just stretching their lead over Sarah Jensen. Great turn by Emily Sawyer. That should put her almost even with Taylor Davis as they get ready to go on to length number 7 of 20. Right now, Emily Sawyer and Taylor Davis locked in a battle. Right now, it seems like Davis is stretching that lead over Sawyer just a little bit, but nothing to get extremely worried about yet if you are Sawyer. At the turn, 233.58 for Davis, 234.82 for Emily Sawyer. And at the turn for Sarah Jensen out of Lyman, well off the pace at 247.41. If you remember last year, this is the event where Evanston got most of their state qualifiers, the 500 freestyle. So this is an event that they feel very, very confident in, and they're starting to show it. Looking to go 1-2 here in the 500 freestyle. Taylor Davis starting to stretch her lead over Emily Sawyer. At the turn, 3:15.29 for Davis, 3:17.74 for Sawyer. So Davis definitely stretching that lead out and extending. They're going to hit the halfway point. Or actually over halfway there as they go into length 11 of 20. Right now, Taylor Davis in first, Emily Sawyer in second, and Sarah Jensen in third. Davis looking very, very comfortable where she's at right now. She gets in at a turn at 3:58.20, and Sawyer 2 seconds off the pace at 4:88. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have the conclusion of this 500 free on a First Make a Wyoming presentation of Red Devils Swim and Dive on MyLocalRadio.com.
When you think about Bear Lake, think family, fun, fishing, beaches, boats, green, and great food. Think water, wildlife, trails, and shakes, snow, scenery, and sun. Think summer. Go to bearlake.org and plan your visit today. Visit Scenic Idaho.
What do you do when you lose a tooth?
Put it under your pillow. Under my pillow. Like a treasure chest so you could put it in.
Why do you do that?
Because then the tooth fairy comes. For the tooth fairy, so the tooth fairy can come get them.
And then what happens?
I get money.
We may not be the tooth fairy, but we can still take care of your teeth. Bear River Dental in Evanston.
Wyoming is unique. When it comes to high school sports, we might travel 6 hours to a game, but when we get there, we know the other team, their parents, and the coaches. Wyoming is like one small town with really long streets. When your travels take you to Evanston, always stay with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. Clean, comfortable rooms, a restaurant serving healthy, delicious food, and breakfast is always included. If you're bringing the team or following the team, stay with us every time you're in Evanston. The Best Western Dunmar Inn.
Well, it's a 3-second lead for Taylor Davis at the last check, and she appears to be very, very comfortable as they start the last lap for both Davis and Sawyer. Evanston is going to go 1-2 as Sarah Jensen is a distant third right now. And now we'll see if Emily Sawyer can pick up the pace at all or if Taylor Davis is going to run away with this one. The orange board signifying final length are about to go in the water for Taylor Davis and Emily Sawyer. As Davis right now has the lead over Emily Sawyer as we come down the final. Davis turning it on, heading down the final length. To qualify for state in this event, you need to be 6'10" flat. No one is going to make that here. Taylor Davis will win the first event for Evanston as they get a event victory. It'll be a 1-2 finish for the Red Devils. 6:46:43 for Taylor Davis and a 6:50:07 for Emily Sawyer. Sarah Jensen pushing as hard as she can to finish as fast as she can. And she is cranking it, coming home with a time of 7:09:98. And that is just off of pace for her best.
When you think about
best thing, as we now get ready to go to the 200-yard free relay. We'll update that Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. We'll give them 6 more points for the first. And another 4 for the second place finish. So it'll be 41.5 to 75.5 as we go into event number 9, the 200-yard free relay. In lane 3, the Evanston A team with Leah Larkin, Emily Sawyer, Amelia Lester, and Kendall Fernandez. In lane 4, the Lyman A team with Shelby Parkinson, Kira Walk, Brindley Buskell, and Emery Hamblin. Lane 5, the Lyman B team with Shelby Rollins, Brooklyn Rasmussen, Emily Allen, and Sarah Jensen. In lane 6, the Lyman C team with Aliana Simmons, Taylor Hill, and Jill Huntsman. So only 4 teams competing in this one. Only one of those teams from the home squad. This will be event number 9 of 12, so now that the 500 free is behind us, most of these events will probably come off pretty darn quick for the rest of the time. Red Devils in a duel with Lyman. The Eagles leading the Red Devils 75-41, but Lyman has great strength in numbers as we get ready for this 200-yard freestyle. Each group will swim 50, each person will swim 50 yards. Again, Evanston A in lane 3, Lyman A in lane 4, Lyman B in lane 5, and Lyman C in lane 6. And we're underway. Good start there by Shelby Parkinson for Lyman. And it looks like Lyman has a 1-2 lead as Shelby Rollins also right there for Lyman B. At the flip turn, it's Lyman A, Lyman B, and Evanston A in that order. Emily Sawyer climbs onto the blocks for the Evanston Red Devils. She'll be swimming against Kira Walk for Lyman A and Brooklyn Rasmussen. At the first change, it's 28:43 for Lyman A and a 31:95 for Lyman B, 34:44 for Evanston A. Right now, it's Lyman, Evanston in the top 3. Another hard turn there by the Lyman A team, Kira Walk, who is a 50-yard freestyle mastermind. Emily Sawyer trying to close down the gap to Lyman B's Brooklyn Rasmussen for Evanston, but it does not look like she's got enough room to do it. And tagging in at 59:07 is Lyman A, and they hand it over to Brindley Buskell. This is where things will possibly get out of hand. Good leg there by Emily Sawyer. It is 104.98 to 106.28. Lyman B ahead of Evanston A. Brindley Buskell already headed home for Lyman A, and they are looking to take this one. Evanston trying to beat the Lyman B team, but they're running out of time. The anchor leg for Lyman A Emery Hamlin in the water. Good swim here by Amelia Lester. She's trying to set up for Kendall Fernandez. This is going to be a closer split than what we've seen. 137.30 to 138.10. It'll be up to Kendall Fernandez to try to chase down Sarah Jensen, as coming home already is Emery Hamlin for the Lyman A team. They are going to win this one. Bag 8 points for the relay. But now, what a swim by Kendall Fernandez. She has caught Sarah Jensen and is ahead. Evanston A looking for a second place finish. What a swim by Kendall Fernandez. What a day by Kendall as she tags in second place for Evanston, third place for Lyman A. So give 8 points to Lyman. That'll put them at 83. Give 4 points to Evanston. I'll put them at 45, and then give the remaining 2 more points to Lyman. Coming in fourth place will be Lyman C, the team of Aliana Simmons, Taylor Hill, Mackenzie Van Giesen, and Jill Huntsman. Now we go to the 100-yard backstroke. It'll be Heat 1, featuring all Lyman. Rylan Maxfield in lane 3, Libby Allen in lane 4, Brooke Bindle in lane 5, and Elise Adams in lane 6. Again, Rylan Maxfield, the junior for Lyman, does not have use of her legs, so she gets in the water first. But the rest of the teams, or rest of the swimmers, will be starting the waters. This is the 100-yard backstroke. They just got the go-ahead to get in. So swimmers jump in the water. And we're underway in Heat 1 of 2. This is not where probably the top 5 teams are going to come. Libby Allen with a good start here in the first heat. Trying to get going. This is the highlight event that Coach AC told us she's most excited for. She wants to see Addie Fernandez qualify for state tonight at home in the 100 back. Headed for the halfway point, it does look like Libby Allen with a good lead over Brooke Bendel and Elise Adams. Rylan Maxfield chasing that personal best time of 2:21.59. A 38.36 split for Libby Allen, 42.24 for Bindle and Elise Adams at the 42.99 for Lyman. Rylan Maxfield headed down the home stretch of lap number 1 of 2, and already headed for the home stretch of the entire race is Libby Allen. Maxfield tags up with a split of 105.36. Here comes a charging Libby Allen. 112.50 will get you into the 3A state meet. She right now is over that and will tag up with a 119.27. Good battle for second place in 5 and 6. Brooke Bindle and Elise Adams. Who's going to touch first? It is right on the money. Brooke Bindle, a 128.44. They tied for second. So Elise Adams and Brooke Bendel tie for second at 128.44. Still out there, Rylan Maxfield chasing that personal best time of 221.59 before we get to the highlight heat of the highlight event. 221.59 is what she's chasing, and she's got a real chance to do it. Is she going to run out of steam before she hits the wall, or is she going to walk away with a new personal best time? Rylan Maxfield cannot use her legs, but that does not stop her. Here she comes. She's got a real chance at a personal best here. 117, 118, 119, 120, 120.99. That is a new personal best for Rylan Maxfield. It is won by Libby Allen with 119.27. Tied for second 128.44 between Brooke Bendel and Elise Adams, and Rylan Maxfield gets a new personal best at 229.9 as we get ready for the big one. Remember, Addie Fernandez chasing a 109 flat in order to qualify for state. She is so close to making that one. She is the favorite. Second fastest time is Anna Jo Short from Lyman. Evanston in lanes 1, 2, and 3 with Leah Larkin, Alyssa Sipos, and Addie Fernandez. Lyman at 4, 5, and 6 with Anna Jo Short, Shelby Rollins, and Zoe Olguin. A full pull here in the 100-yard back. Event number 10 of 12. Keep an eye on lane 3. Addie Fernandez trying to punch her ticket for Laramie. Needs to be under 109 flat in order to do it. And we're underway. Nice start by Addie Fernandez as she knows how to backstroke. Just look at that form. She is completely taking off and has an early lead. In second place is Anna Jo Short, but Fernandez with a good lead and a great turn after the first 25 yards. Remember, 109 is what we're looking for. 64.5 is where she needs to be on pace. She comes to the first time check at 34.02. Halfway there. Right now, she's on pace to make it. Good swim by Addie Fernandez. She is stretching that lead. Second place is Anna Jo Short. Third place is Shelby Rollins, both from Lyman. Evanston's Addie Fernandez on the way home. She is looking good. She's got more than 10 seconds to play with. Here she comes at 101, 102, 103. It's going to be so close. 104, 105, 6, 7, 8. She tags the wall just under the time at 1:10.07. So she'll have to wait a little bit longer to qualify for state. Second place goes to Anna Jo Short at 1:16.30 and Shelby Rollins in third at 1:16.62. As we'll get ready to bring you the backstroke results as Leah Larkin finishes with a time of 1:34.22. So Addie Fernandez with a 1:10.07, just shy of qualifying for state. So she'll have to wait just a little bit longer. That'll now take us to the 100-yard breaststroke. So the backstroke was won by Fernandez. Second, third. So we'll give 6 points to Evanston. 4 points to Lyman. 2 more points and 1 point. So that's what it is, 51-92 unofficially. We go to the 100-yard breaststroke. Taylor Hill from Lyman in lane 1. Brooke Phillips from Evanston in lane 2. Amelia Lester in lane 3 for Evanston. Sarah Jensen, Emery Hamlin, and Jill Huntsman in 4, 5, 6, both from Lyman. Favored in this one is Amelia Lester, but she's only got about a second to play with over Sarah Jensen. Right now in the lead is Sarah Jensen from Lyman, but Lester right there with her. At the tag, it is Jensen and Lester right on top of each other. Headed for the first time check, but also keep an eye on Brooke Phillips. She is really coming on strong as she sits in third place. Evanston looking for 2 of the top 3. Good stroke here by Sarah Jensen, checks in at 49.9, 42.62, and 42.69 for Lester and Phillips of Evanston, respectively. Sarah Jensen starting to stretch out her lead and is making things look very much in doubt that Evanston will take first place. And charging on from lane 5 is Emery Hamlin. She is starting to put herself in the top 3 picture as well. Tag up by Jensen and as well Lester and Phillips on her tail. It's going to take a big swim from Lester and Phillips, and it looks like Brooke Phillips has passed Amelia Lester. for second place. Phillips trying to chase down Jensen. I don't think it's going to happen. Jensen will win this one in first place. Second place will go to Phillips, and Lester will take third. So it'll go Lyman, Evanston, Lyman. Lyman, Evanston. So Jensen wins it. Brooke Phillips takes second. Let's show you those results. Brooke Phillips takes second. Amelia Lester takes third. Emery Hamblin takes fourth. Jill Huntsman takes fifth. And Taylor Hill takes sixth. That'll now set it up for the final event of the evening. The 400-yard freestyle. Only 3 teams in the pool. It'll be Evanston's A team versus Lyman's A and B team. Evanston will put out Elisa Sipos, Taylor Davis, Brooke Phillips, and Addison Fernandez. For Lyman, it'll be Libby Allen, Shelby Parkinson, Brooke Bendel, and Kira Walk. On their B team, it'll be Zoe Olguin, Anna Jo Short, Elise Adams, and Morgan Kurtz. We'll give 6 more points to Lyman for the win. 8 more points to Lyman for the win. And then 6 points to Evanston for taking first and second. And then 3 points to Lyman for finishing off the top 5. So it's 103-57 going into the final bet. Lyman will win this duel, but Evanston definitely coming through with some great swims tonight. Again, this is the final event, the 400-yard freestyle relay. Evanston's A team in lane 3, Alyssa Sipos, Taylor Davis, Brooke Phillips, and Addie Fernandez. In lane 4, it'll be Lyman's A team, Libby Allen, Shelby Parkinson, Brooke Bindle, and Kira Walk. Their Lyman's B team in lane 5, Zoe Olguin, Anna Jo Short, Elise Adams, and Morgan Kurtz. Evanston looking to close this one on a high note as they were able to get Addie Fernandez to take the freestyle. Taylor Davis took the 500 free. Kendall Fernandez took the 100-yard fly. That was the first win by an Evanston athlete tonight. As we get ready to start the final one, it'll be Alyssa Sipos for Evanston A in 1, Libby Allen for Lyman A in 4, and Zoe Olguin for Lyman B in 5. Good start here by Libby Allen, but chasing her down is Elisa Sipos for Evanston. At the turn, it looks like it will be Allen, and yes, it is. Sipos right on her tail. It's going to be 100 yards for each of these girls, so right now the fact that Sipos has kept it so close to Allen is a good sign. This indeed will come down to the battle between the A teams. Halfway through her swim, 31-39 for Allen for Lyman A, 32-80 for Evanston on relay A. That's Alyssa Sipos. Coming in third place at 36.25, Lyman B's Zoe Olguin. Libby Allen looks like she's going to be in first place to hand it off to Shelby Parkinson. Taylor Davis, though, the winner of the 500 freestyle, standing on the blocks for Evanston. A 105.21 versus 108.49. Evanston down by almost 3 seconds. Tagging up to send Lyman B's Anna Jo Short is Zoe Olguin at 116.27. Good swim so far by Shelby Parkinson as she is stretching out her lead, and Taylor Davis trying to bring it down at her halfway point. It's 135.52 for Lyman A, while Taylor Davis checks in at 141.44. She's lost time, down by just under 6 seconds to Lyman A. Tagging up for Lyman B is Anna Jo Short, 152.10. And you can tell right now that Shelby Parkinson is going to tag in, send in Brooke Bendel at a 2:09.13. Waiting on the blocks for Evanston is Brooke Phillips, the senior, and she's tagged in by Taylor Davis at 2:18.47. She lost 3 seconds on that lap to Parkinson, and coming home right now is Brooke Bindle. Tag by Anna Jo Short sends in Elise Adams for Lyman C. Already tagging for a time check at 2:41.31 is Lyman Relay A. 9 seconds was the deficit for Evanston at the tag up, and it is gone up to over 10 seconds. Addie Fernandez stands as the anchor leg, would like to have a chance to bring this one home for Evanston. Last check, it was a 10-second gap as Brooke Bindle's already on the way home. Elise Adams tags up for Lyman B with a 3:11.53. Already getting ready to tag in Kira Walk, though, is Brooke Bindle. The time, a 3:18.79. 10 seconds was the gap back to Evanston the last time Evanston tagged up. Brooke Phillips tags in Addie Fernandez, and it's gone up to over 11 seconds back to Evanston. Lyman A has just lapped their own B squad, and with 50 yards left to go, Kira Walk absolutely cruising home for Lyman A with a time of 3:50.15 as she heads out for her final link. Morgan Kurtz tagged in by Elise Adams for Lyman C, 3:52.79. It was 11 seconds before when Fernandez got in. The gap has probably gone up. Yes, it has, up to 16 seconds now. Lyman A is going to win this one. Lyman B will take third. Evanston A is going to take second in the final event of the night. Here comes Kira Walk to put the exclamation point on Lyman, and they will. 4:25.70. Lyman B tags up at 4:36.53 with still a lap to go. Addie Fernandez trying to bring it home for Evanston. Will put 8 more points on the board for Lyman as they now have a 1:11 lead. And 4 points go on the board for Evanston as Fernandez tags up 4:47.90. Lyman will take third place in this. Lyman B will take third place in this one as Morgan Kurtz ends the duel at 5:04.43 and give them 2 more points. And the scorekeeper bug that we just had just kind of went out. I'm sure we'll get a final score at the end of this one. So that is how it ends. Lyman A wins the 400-yard freestyle relay, and Evanston A takes second with Lyman B taking third. We're going to step aside, and when we come back, we'll have our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Red Devil Swim and Dive on mylocalradio.com.
For more than 10 years, the professional and friendly staff at Mountain West Business Solutions has been serving customers in Wyoming and Utah. Our professional technicians live and work in communities across both states. This way, we're able to provide quick, quality service to all of our customers. We serve businesses of all sizes, and we also provide service and supplies for HP printers. Call us today to see how we can help with all your printing and copying needs. Mountain West Business Solutions, a local company with a toll-free number, 866-583-9925.
Do you really think you can get a better deal on a vehicle in the city? Poppycock! Rocky Mountain Yeti is hungry for your business and will beat any bona fide deal on any vehicle, or they'll give it to you as a gift. Now that's legendary. Rocky Mountain Yeti Evanston, home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile legendary warranty, where legendary customer service is not a myth.
What do you do when you lose a tooth?
Put it under your pillow. Under my pillow. Like a treasure chest so you could put it in.
Why do you do that?
Because then the tooth fairy comes. For the tooth fairy. So the tooth fairy can come get them.
And then what happens?
I get money.
We may not be the tooth fairy, but we can still take care of your teeth. Bear River Dental in Evanston.
When your vehicle needs new tires, any tire store can get you back on the road. But only Plains Tire can get you rolling again with the peace of mind that you were treated well, paid a fair price, and that you'll be taken care of for the life of the tire. At Plains Tire, trained tire technicians mount and expertly balance your new tires, replace the valve stems, and hand check each lug nut to make sure it's all tight and secure. Plus, you'll get lifetime alignment checks and tire rotations only at Plains Tire, 157 Bear River Drive, Evanston. Visit plainstire.com.
It's time for Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Recap, brought to you by Jimmy John's on 113 Front Street in Evanston, where fast and fresh meat. Well, the Lyman Eagles came in here as the favorites to win it, and they took care of business, winning the duel. We don't have a final score, as the scoreboard we were using to keep track kind of malfunctioned at the last minute right after the event. But let's go ahead and take it event by event. In the girls' 200-yard medley relay, it was won by by Lyman A, featuring Emery Hamblin, Brinley Buskell, Brooke Bendel, Shelby Rollins. And for Evanston A, they take second with Addie Fernandez, Brooke Phillips, Kendall Fernandez, and Alyssa Sipos. Evanston B takes third with Emily Sawyer, Amelia Lester, Taylor Davis, and Leah Larkin. In the second event, the girls' 200-yard freestyle, Shelby Parkinson of Lyman wins it, taking it from Brooke Phillips, who finishes second for Evanston, and Zoe Olguin for Lyman finishes third. In the girls' 200-yard IM, Brinley Buskell, no surprise, wins that one. She's the favorite by over 20 seconds. But Kendall Fernandez puts in a personal best to take second, and Brooklyn Rasmussen a personal best to take third. In the girls' 50-yard freestyle, it's won by Shelby Parkinson. Second place goes to Kira Walk, and a tie for third, both getting 29.33 seconds, Addie Fernandez of Evanston and Brooke Bendel of Lyman. In the diving, it was won by Libby Allen of Lyman. Second place, Taylor Davis of Evanston. Emily Allen of Lyman takes third, and Taylor Hill of Lyman takes fourth. In the girls' 100-yard butterfly, Kendall Fernandez wins the event, overcoming a 2-second deficit in the seed time to Emily Allen. She wins the event, and Emily Allen of Lyman takes second. Brooklyn Rasmussen of Lyman takes third. In the girls' 100-yard freestyle, won by Brinley Buskell, no surprise there. Emery Hamblin takes second, and Alyssa Sipos takes third place in the event. In the 500-yard freestyle, it's a victory for Taylor Davis. Second place, Evanston's Emily Sawyer, and Sarah Jensen out of Lyman takes third. In the 200-yard freestyle relay, Evanston A team wins it with Leah Larkin, Emily Sawyer, Amelia Lester, and Kendall Fernandez. The Evanston that was the Lyman A team wins it with Shelby Parkinson, Kira Walk, Brinley Buskell, and Emery Hamblin. Evanston's A with Larkin, Sawyer, Lester, and Fernandez comes in second. And Lyman's B team with Shelby Parkinson, Kira Walk, B team with Shelby Rollins, Brooklyn Rasmussen, Emily Allen, and Sarah Jensen comes in third. In the girls' 100-yard backstroke, it was taken by Addie Fernandez, who comes just shy of qualifying for the state meet. Anna Jo Short of Lyman takes second, and Shelby Rollins of Lyman takes third. In the girls' 100-yard breaststroke, Lyman Sarah Jensen takes it from Brooke Phillips of Evanston, who comes out from outside of lane 2 to take second. Amelia Lester of Evanston takes third. In the girls' 400-yard freestyle relay, only 3 teams. Lyman's A team featuring Libby Allen, Shelby Parkinson, Brooke Bendel, and Kira Walk take first. Evanston's A team of Alyssa Sipos, Taylor Davis, and Brooke Phillips and Addie Fernandez take second. And Lyman Zoe Olguin's Lyman Zoe Olguin, Anna Jo Short, and Elise Adams take third for the Lyman B team, and that translates to a Lyman dual victory. That was your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Recap, brought to you by Jimmy John's on 113th Front Street in Evanston, where fast and fresh meat, where they spend 6 hours daily slicing all natural meats and fresh produce for your 30-second sandwich. That's Jimmy John's on 113 Front Street in Evanston. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to run through the events we have yet to broadcast this week on mylocalradio.com and then give out our Dr. McKay Franklin Precision Play of the Game on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Evanston Red Devils Swim and Dive on mylocalradio.com.
America keeps moving, and Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to help you keep rolling. Whether you need a brand new vehicle or service on one you already own, Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to lend a helping hand. Our certified mechanics are knowledgeable, and our sales team takes the time to get to know you and what your needs are. Stop in today, Auto Farm Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. Evanston's community-driven dealer.
In May of 2019, Uintah County School District Number 1 became the first school district in Wyoming to achieve a certified Level 1 on high reliability schools by the Rosanna Leadership Center. We're focusing on 3 levels. Level 1 is a safe and collaborative culture. Level 2, effective teaching in every classroom. And Level 3 is a guaranteed and viable curriculum. We are certified Level 1 in safe and collaborative culture. This is Superintendent Ryan Thomas. Congratulations to everyone in our district. Keep up the great work.
Uintah County School District Number 1, Pathway to Excellence.
Evanston Regional Hospital is an affiliate of the University of Utah Health. Our partnership builds on a long tradition of collaboration between Evanston Regional Hospital and University of Utah Health. Inside these doors, our dedicated staff is committed to being your caring partner in your healthcare journey. Whether you need an MRI or surgery, are expecting a new baby, or you're having a heart attack, Evanston Regional Hospital is here to help. Evanston Regional Hospital. Healing begins here.
If you can't give your dentist a 5-star rating, then you ought to consider making your next dental appointment with Dr. McKay Frankham. One patient said, "The best experience I've ever had at a dentist." Other customer comments include 5 stars plus. And not only is Dr. Frankham the best dentist I've ever been to, but I can actually afford to have dental work done by Dr. Frankham. Make your next dental visit a 5-star experience. Call for an appointment today at 307-789-8910.
Welcome back one more time to Evanston Aquatic Center in Davis Middle School here at Evanston. The Red Devils against the Lyman Eagles fall in a duel to Lyman. We don't have the final score of that because of the scoreboard we were using just kind of malfunctioned at the very, very last minute in the middle of the last event. But we do know Lyman won just by sheer numbers and a great performance. I mean, you don't just win duels just by numbers. They had great performances from top to bottom. Let's go ahead and let you know what we're broadcasting for the rest of the week here on mylocalradio.com as well as KNYN 99.1. Friday, we'll be having Evanston football, the final road game of the season before Evanston closes out the season with 2 home games. Evanston will be traveling to Jackson to take on the number 1 ranked Jackson Bronx on mylocalradio.com as well as KNYN. Pregame at 5:15, kickoff at 6 o'clock. And then the next day, the Evanston Red Devils, looking to continue their hot streak, will take on Riverton Saturday afternoon right here in Evanston at Red Devil Gymnasium. Pre-game scheduled at 12:30 with first serve at 1 o'clock. Of course, all those times are subject to change. Let's go ahead and give out our Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Swim of the game, or of the meet, I guess is what we'll call it. Brought to you by Dr. McKay Frankham Dentistry, Family Dental Services at reasonable rates. Call 307-789-8910 for your appointment today. And we're going to give it to Kendall Fernandez, the freshman. Got things going for the Evanston Red Devils, first by putting up a personal best in the 200-yard IM, and then winning the first Evanston Red Devil event, overcoming 2 seconds in the seed times to win the 100-yard butterfly. And she is the recipient of your Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Swim of the Meet. Brought to you by Dr. McKay Frankham Family Dental Services at reasonable rates. Call 307-789-8910 today. And that is going to do it for our swimming broadcast here from the Evanston Aquatic Center at Davis Middle School. Again, Lyman beats Evanston in the duel, but some great individual performances put in by the Red Devils. My name is Elan Off. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time at the ball flies, which will be when Evanston football takes on Jackson Friday. Pregame at 5:15, kickoff at 6. Thank you so much, and take care.
You've been tuned to a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Evanston High School Sports on KNYN 99.1 FM with video online at mylocalradio.com. Today's special presentation of Evanston Sports has been brought to you by Auto Farm Chevrolet, Dr. McKay Frankum DDS, West Star Printing, T-Bar S Body Shop, The Best Western Dunmar Inn and Legal Tender Restaurants, Hoover Chiropractic, Mountain West Business Solutions, the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau, Rocky Mountain Yeti, Jen's Life Photography, Evanston Regional Hospital, the Come On in Casper, Rocky Mountain Sign, Bear River Dental, Plains Tire, Uinta County School District Number 1, Ellingford Brothers, and by Freeway Tire. The preceding is a wholly owned production of mylocalradio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. Our executive producer is Val Cook. We'd also like to thank Office Manager Kayleen Anderson and our Sales Manager Julie Burley, along with Rich's Matthew Peterson and the Valley's Cullen Holt, and Production Assistant Alyssa McDaniel. Biggest thanks to our sponsors and to you for tuning in. We invite you to visit mylocalradio.com for archived games and past interviews with Red Devil players and coaches. Like My Local Radio Sports on Facebook and stay up to date with all the games and information. Thank you for joining us on this First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Evanston Red Devil Sports on KNYN 99.1 FM and on mylocalradio.com. Until next time, go Devils!